Hello Eagles, today is January 5th, it's a Tuesday, and we are in year 2021. So our objective for today is going to be students will be able to understand the meaning of an exponent being repetitive multiplication of the base. So many of y'all know what an exponent looks like. Here I am just going to draw in or write an example of what an exponent looks like. So in our exponent, we have a larger number accompanied by a smaller number, which is known as base and exponent. So when talking about our base, which in this case is the 5, we put an x. X is known for our base. So our x is our base, and our 2 in this instance is known as n, our exponent. So here our two key vocabulary will be exponents and base. So our exponent is built up of these two classifications. So these, either one can be any number. However, if in this case I'm looking at 5 to the exponent of 2, this is meaning that my number is being broken down to 5 times 5. This is what we discussed in our objective. Exponents is repeated multiplication. So I am multiplying my base number by how many times my exponent says for me to repeat it. So this is why I have 5. This is my base number that keeps getting repeated. And the 2 is telling me how many times I repeat that number. In this case, I repeat it twice. And my answer here is simply 25. So now if I see an example of, let's say, 6 exponent 4. 6 exponent 4 is telling me 6 is my base and 4 is my exponent. Remember that the base number is the one that keeps getting repeated. Our exponent tells us how many times that number gets repeated. So in this case, I would have 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Remember, our base number is what the number is, which number is being repeated, and our exponent is how many times that number is repeated. In this case, I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, how I go about solving more than two numbers, like in this case, we just had 5 times 5, so it was easily multiplied. I will look at my first two numbers first. 6 times 6 is 36, and I bring the remainder down. I have 1 6, 2 6. So now I multiply my next two numbers. So we are multiplying two numbers at a time. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 is 21. So I get 216, I bring down my remainder. Now I finally multiply my last two numbers, 216 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. 6 times 2 is 12. So my final answer will be 1,296. And I get this from the exponent of 6 to the 4th power. So all you are doing is repeating your base number, which is the larger number. My exponent is the one that is telling me how many times that base number is being repeated.